So welcome. It's midweek football. I forgot or overlooked the fact that we were back into Champions League football this week. We're into match day 4, and I'm going to, in this video, I'm going to focus on the matches that were played in groups E to H. Now, just to catch up quickly with Premier League action, the Monday night fixtures, just to say that Wolves played Southampton. It ended up 1-1. Southampton took the lead, but Neto got the equaliser to Walcott's fine finish. In the other game, Burnley at home to Crystal Palace, solitary Chris Wood goal was enough for Burnley to get out of the bottom 3. They won that one 1-0. So that completes that round 9 of Premier League. So now into Champions League. So let's get going then. Matches in groups E to H played on Tuesday night. Start with Group E. Krasnodar were at home to Sevilla, and Sevilla came away with the 3 points, winning by 2-1. The other game was in France, pitted Rennes against Premier League side Chelsea. Chelsea took the lead, but the French pegged it back. It looked like it was heading for a draw, and then a very, very late goal by Giroud clinched the points for Chelsea. So a 2-1 win for them. That leaves the group done and dusted. Sevilla and Chelsea have got 10 points. They're into the knockout phase. Rennes and Krasnodar got 1 point each. They're going to fight it out for Europa League. Into F. In Germany, Borussia Dortmund, that is, played Bruges. They won the tie in Belgium comfortably, and they won the tie on Tuesday comfortably as well. A 3-0 win with their Norwegian striker Haaland getting 2, and the other goal from Sando, the British boy. The other fixture was in Rome, Lazio against Zenit, and Lazio won the game by 3-1. The table then, Dortmund have got 9 points, and they're really 1 point away from qualification. Lazio have got 8, courtesy of 2 wins and 2 draws. Bruges are on 4 and Zenit are on 1. So it looks likely that that's going to be Dortmund versus Lazio, with a Bruges into Europa League. Group G, this was involved Barcelona. They went into the Ukraine to play Dynamo Kiev. And after a sluggish first half, they got their mojo going in the second, and they won by 4-0. No Messi though. The other game was in Turin. Juventus at home to the Hungarian champions Ferencváros, and Ronaldo set them going. After they went a goal down, Ronaldo equalised a clinical strike from distance, and then they managed to snatch a winner late on. So Juventus winning that game by 2-1. Basically, this group is done and dusted as well. Barcelona at the top with 4 wins, 12 points. Juve have got 9, and the other 2 teams have got a solitary point. They'll be playing for Europa League. Into H, PSG against Leipzig. Leipzig won the reverse fixture 2 weeks ago in Germany. PSG got the better of this one by a solitary goal courtesy of Neymar. The other match was at Old Trafford. Manchester United embarrassed by a defeat in Istanbul, but they came good at home against the same team, winning by 4-1, a brace by Bruno Fernandes, and Rashford and James completing the scoring. So that group, well, it's poised for an interesting finale. United are on top with 9 points, 3 wins out of 4. PSG and Leipzig have got 2 wins and 2 losses, both on 6. They have to play the very weak Turkish United have PSG at home and Leipzig away. So it's certainly not all over. But that completes Group H. Okay, so as promised, this is the Matchday 4 second part of the fixtures this week in the Champions League. We're going to cover group matches from A to D. So let's get started with A. I didn't see too much of this, I have to be said. My highlights channel seems to be a little late getting the highlights onto the internet. So I pick up the occasional match on YouTube. So first of all, Atletico Madrid at home to Lokomotiv Leipzig. This was a really boring game and it ended goalless. The other match in Group A was the holders Bayern Munich at home to Salzburg. They completed the double, although it was a lot tougher than the first match a couple of weeks back. But they did, in the end, come home by 3-1, with Lewandowski getting his goal as per usual. So that basically leaves Group A with Bayern on maximum 12 points from 4 games. Atletico have 5, and Lokomotiv have 3, and Salzburg, I'm afraid, are on 1. So Bayern are already through. It looks likely that Atletico will join them, although they could actually, if they slipped up and lost both matches, it could let the Russians in and potentially the Austrians. Okay, let's get on to Group B. The German club Borussia Mönchengladbach have been doing very well in this group, and they continued with a 4-0 hammering at home to Shakhtar Donetsk. In the other group match, Inter Milan were at home to Real Madrid, and it didn't go very well for Conte's men, and the Italians went down by 2-0. That followed the draw in the Bernabeu. So how does that leave the group? Well, Mönchengladbach are on 8 points. Real have recovered after a shaky start and now in second place on 7. Remarkably, Shakhtar are there on 4 points, and Inter are at the bottom. It will take a miracle for them to qualify to the last 16. They're only on 2. Into Group C now. Manchester City travelled to the Greek capital to play Olympiacos, and they had most of the game, to be frank, missed quite a few chances, but managed to edge through with a Phil Foden goal. So they won that game by 1-0. The other match was in France at Marseille. Porto were the visitors, and Porto came away with another victory, 2-0. So how does that leave the table? Well, basically it's all done and dusted. Manchester City are on top with 12. They're into the last 16, and Porto, although not mathematically through, are on 8 points and should join them, leaving the Greeks and the French to argue about Europa League. Now to Group D. Ajax, the Dutch champions, not such a convincing win over Midtjylland, the real rank outsiders in this group, but they did manage to win by 3-1. And then an understrength Liverpool side at home to the Italians, Atalanta, and the Italians looking good for a 2-0 win, which was a bit of a shock, it has to be said. But as I say, Liverpool really a weakened side out in this game. What that does to the table after 4 matches, Liverpool still on top, 3 wins, 9 points. Ajax and Atalanta are both on 7, and the Danes are pointless. So, well, Liverpool aren't through yet, but they have got a fixture against the Danes, which should mean they're into the last 16. and then they've got a final game against Ajax. Who's going to join them? Anybody's guess at this juncture, although one has to give the Italians a slight edge. So that's match day 4 completed. We've got Europa League coming up tonight with Leicester, Arsenal and Spurs all involved, but I won't be commenting on those fixtures tomorrow. So we're now well deep into the league now. Just 2 games to come, and we'll be back with Premier League action at the weekend.